Good evening. Welcome to the daily bulletin of the ongoing farmers' protest. Today is 19 February 2021. The topic today is about farmers' protests in South India. For very long, we've all been focusing on the farmers' protests going on at the Delhi gates, North India, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan. It's our fault that we missed out the massive wave of protest that has been sweeping through South India. And that is why the government has cleverly picked up this narrative that the protest is two and a half states, Punjab, Haryana, and Western UP. Visibility of the protests at Delhi is more because national media is in Delhi. But if we really carefully look at the photos, the videos, and the regional media reports that are coming from South India, it is clear that farmers' protests are very strong, very persuasive, and raging through South India. And logically, why not? What is this protest about? Let's look at that. The protest is about getting remunerative price for crops. That is the heart, the core of the protest. And no farmer in India gets remunerative price for the crops. So every farmer in India should be rightly unhappy about the state of affairs. And if they are unhappy, it is logical that they will protest. So farmers protest on the issue of getting fair price, remunerative price, is an all India phenomenon. If anyone cares to look at this commonsensical perspective, they will understand that to describe the protest as a North Indian protest, as a Punjab Haryana protest, is illogical. Now, we hear a lot about the repeal of the three laws. That, of course, is a major demand of the farmers. But the farmers are not protesting only for the repeal of the laws. Because even after repeal of the laws, the situation about farmers getting price will remain the same. What the farmers really needed and still need is a law to guarantee that they get remunerative, correct MSP as recommended by the Swaminathan Commission. And so, the government has to announce MSP based on that Swaminathan Commission's report. And the government has to create an environment, a legal system by which the farmers can get that MSP. So, if the farmers are protesting to get this, then it will be an all India protest. And because the government is not giving this and instead has brought these three ridiculous laws, which the government says will give the farmers price, the farmers are protesting also to get these laws repealed. So we must understand repeal is the first step to getting a law to guarantee MSP. So this is what the farmers demand, and South Indian farmers are one with the North Indian farmers in raising the same demand. But of course, those who are anti-farmer have spun a different story, have been telling this country that farmers all over the country are happy. And only a few farmers in a few states are unhappy. Now, can anyone explain from the central government or the BJP why the farmers in this country should be happy? They haven't been getting price for their crops. They are indebted. They are committing suicide. And if the central government is saying that these three laws, which they term as reform, will bring the farmers the relief that they want, Then before that, the government has to explain why the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, the insurance scheme, did not give that relief, why the soil health card scheme did not give the relief, why the minor and micro irrigation schemes of the central government did not give that relief, why the government is unable to explain where it stands on the issue of doubling of farmers' income. So the government that cannot give a report card on all its previous efforts, on all its previous schemes, is suddenly now springing up these three laws as a silver bullet and saying that this will now give you all the relief that you want. What has the government done for the farmers to believe this statement? Does the government have a history of success with regard to its schemes? Have the farmers received the benefits that the government proclaims and has been announcing that the farmers will receive from the previously announced schemes? So a government that has been very heavy on paperwork and announcements and very light on the ground so far as giving the farmers what they need is of course not going to be trusted by the farmers. If this government had put up even one study, scientific study, on how these laws will actually lead to better prices for farmers, there would be scope of debate. But the government has not done so. The government cannot produce one shred of evidence that these laws will actually help farmers. The government has not consulted the farmers, the primary stakeholders of these laws, and that is very suspicious. So a government which has no track record, a government which has operated by stealth, a government that is only advertising and announcing will not be trusted, and will not be trusted from south to north. Hence, farmers of South India are loud and insistent in their protest and are one with the farmers of North India in demanding that these three black laws be repealed and a new law be enacted for announcement of proper lawful MSP and for ensuring that MSP is received by all farmers of all crops. I have more than 1 year of record of photographs and videos from South India, but today I will show you just the most recent photographs and videos of the Rail Roko program that was done yesterday, 18th of February. What happened in South India during Rail Roko? I will show you. I will show you photos, I will show you videos. But again, these are just anecdotal. I can only show you a few photos from the hundreds, in fact, thousands that I've received. So, can we start seeing the photos? We can start with Hyderabad. There's a large-scale protest happening in Hyderabad. Next, we can see the road protests in Karnataka. That is the KRRS, Karnataka Rajya Raitu Sangha, in protest. Next, we can see another picture from the road protest. Mind you, these are farmers' organizations, not farmers' wings of political parties. Next, we can see protest at the railway stations in Karnataka. Another photo from the railway station in Karnataka. Police arresting the farmer activists. Another photo of the police arrest. Karnataka is BJP ruled. They were rather brutal and relentless in trying to stop the rail roko. Here is a picture from Kolar in Karnataka. Activists being arrested by the police. Next, I will show you something from Telangana. All organizations, parties, farmers' wings, farmers' organizations have come together. Another photo from Telangana. Next, Vijayawada in Andhra. This is just outside the railway station. Now let's see a video from Belgavi railway station and then from the Tumkur railway station.
ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ರೈತರ ಆತ್ಮಹತ್ಯೆ ಆಗತ್ತಿಲ್ರಿ. ಯಾವ ಸರ್ ಕಾನೂನು ಮಾಡಾಕಿಲ್ರಿ ಸರ್? ಯಾವ ಸರ್ ಕಾನೂನು ಮಾಡಾಕಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್? 3 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಾಗ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬಿದ್ದು ಸತ್ತು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮನ್ಯಾಗ ಸತ್ತು ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ಸತ್ತು ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಟಕ್ಕರ್ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನೀವು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Well, therefore, the photos, the videos are right there on your screen showing you that protests took place in Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh during the rail roko. In every protest movement that has taken place from 26th November till today, South India has participated. In fact, more than 1,000 farmers from Tamil Nadu have come to the Delhi borders to be with the farmers from North India. In the minds of Mr. Modi and the BJP, there may be a north-south divide among farmers. But the truth is, farmers of India are one. The strength of the farmers' movement comes from the solidarity, unity that farmers from all states of the country share. And the government is trying very hard to show that farmers are not united. It is unfortunate. Any government, central government that cared and respected for farmers would always admit that the farmers are united in their demand, and the central government also stands one with the farmers to meet those demands. The farmers are not asking for the sky. The farmers are not asking for anything unreasonable. The farmers are merely saying, let us live a life of dignity. And any self-respecting democratic government would admit that they have a right to ask for life of dignity and would work to give them that dignity. But this government, unfortunately, does not believe in dignity. This government believes that the nation and its people must bow its head in respect to some imaginary supreme leader, in respect of some imaginary concepts of patriotism and nationalism, must stand together to support this political party to rule for 50 years, must support killing of democracy, must support dissentlessness in India. That's not what's going to happen. The farmers' movement has already shown this country that from north to south, there is widespread, vibrant dissent. And that is the heart of democracy. Mr. Modi may not understand dissent. Farmers' organizations from Gujarat have told me that during his tenure as chief minister, he was brutal with the farmers' organizations. Mr. Modi has always been anti-farmer. Mr. Modi is the most anti-farmer prime minister in the history of independent India. This is not rhetoric. This is lived experience of farmers and farmer organizations. People living in cities, having fixed jobs and salaries, may not know this, may not believe this, and on social media may argue violently in favor of Mr. Modi. But farmers of India know that this person is not looking after their interest. And that is what counts in the end. If the central government is not serious about looking after the interest of farmers, farmers will also not be serious about looking after the central government. And if farmers of this country do not vote a government, do not support a government, do not look after a government, that government is history. It will be consigned to the dustbin of history. So, my last request to the central government: do not divide the farmers' movement. Do not say that farmers of South India are not part of this movement. They are very much part of this movement because they have the same demands as the farmers of North India. And they will stand one with the farmers of North India in achieving these demands. It may take some time. You have to just open the trains, make them function properly, and you will see the north-south divide completely wiped away. Tens of thousands of farmers will travel from Maharashtra, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana, and descend on Delhi to strengthen the ongoing protests. That's all for today. I will be back with you with my next bulletin. Please take care of yourself. COVID is rising in certain states of India. Take all the precautions that the medical fraternity has advised. And I look forward to seeing you in the next bulletin with more news about the farmers' movement. Thank you very much for joining me. Good evening to one and all.